For many millennia, cacao grew in the understory of the tropical rainforest of the northern Amazon basin. Cacao has been the center of the culinary world for hundreds of years, but it is only recently, with the development of superfood industry, that we are beginning to revalue what was for the Incas and the Aztecs so important, the cacao's nutritional content. The problem with what we have been doing during the past centuries is that cacao grains were intensively fermented and then toasted. Thus, the true value of cacao, its nutritional content, was destroyed. Villa Andina is changing things around. Employing top-of-the-line technology, we have designed and tailored production line from which we obtain truly raw cacao nibs, raw cacao paste, raw cacao butter, and raw cacao powder. It all begins in the Cajamarca, Amazonas, and San Martin cacao valleys, close to our processing plant, where farmers nurture the Theobroma cacao trees. We have partnered with the most caring farmers that work with native varieties of cacao, strictly following organic regulations. Join us to see how in Villa Andina we process our raw cacao, managing to preserve in a better way its nutritional content. Once the cacao has been removed from its pod, it is subjected to the first stages of the process, fermentation and sun-drying. The traditional chocolate industry requires a cacao grain with a high fermentation index of up to 90%. In order to achieve this, during the fermentation process the temperatures tend to rise above 50 degrees centigrade. Villa Andina uses cacao with low fermentation, and we strictly monitor temperatures during this process to make sure that they never go over 40 degrees centigrade. After fermentation, the cacao is sun-dried until it reaches a humidity of 7%. Once the cacao arrives to our processing facility, a sample is taken from each bag and analyzed in an international laboratory. Our cacao processing plant is BRC certified, has European machinery and a Safeline Mettler Toledo metal detector, with which we offer constant top quality products to our customers. The cacao is first washed, and then machine dried at low temperatures until the grains reach 3% humidity. This is Villa Andina's first cacao product, raw cacao beans. Then we put the grains into our winnower, a vacuum chopper that splits the grain and removes the cacao skin. The machine classifies the cacao nibs by size, keeping the bigger size ones for our raw cacao nibs clients. Raw cacao nibs are Villa Andina's second product. The smaller raw cacao nibs are then milled. In the milling process, the raw cacao nibs are converted into raw cacao paste. The micronage of the cacao is closely monitored. This mill has a custom-designed cooling system governed by a PLC that cools down the paste if temperatures increase over 40 degrees centigrade. After the milling, the cacao paste is kept in a storage tank with a programmable temperature control set to 40 degrees centigrade. The raw cacao paste is then put in molds and packed. This is Villa Andina's third cacao product. If butter and powder are required, the raw cacao paste is pressed, and raw cacao butter and a cake of raw cacao powder are obtained. Pressing is the most critical and temperature-vulnerable process. High pressure necessary implies high temperatures. Instead of using one big press, we have a battery of several small presses, specially sized in order to work at low pressure. We have additionally installed a thermocouple that allows us to monitor temperature inside the press and always guarantee that it remains below 40 degrees centigrade. From the press, raw cacao butter is obtained, which is put into molds and packed. Finally, from the top of the press we get a cake, which is then milled into raw cacao powder. At Villa Andina, we take pride in always processing premium quality products that comply with international food standards, guaranteeing our customers that they are buying the best products available in the market. Our products represent our commitment in contributing to create a healthier and more responsible world. Welcome to Villa Andina.